Well, my plan to get another truck has failed, or at least hit a snag. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. The other day I made a live stream and I mentioned a plan that I had to pick up a truck, another truck. So let me say first off, I am not looking to get rid of the Toyota Tacoma. Love the new Tacoma. I think it's pretty freaking awesome. Not looking to trade it off for anything else. However, I do have a wondering eye, I guess, because I came across this other truck. It's a Chevy Colorado ZR2. And I've liked the Chevy trucks for quite a while. Honestly, about 2 years ago, I looked at replacing a Tundra that I had with a Chevy Silverado. But I was very disappointed with the interior on the Chevy. I felt like I was in a throwback truck. It still had the column shifter. Everything in it just seemed kind of dated. I just didn't dig the inside. And the power didn't feel as powerful to me as the Tundra did, so I didn't go any further with that. But this new Chevy Colorado is awesome looking. And I'm talking about, again, the ZR2. It comes with, I think it's a 3-inch lift, if I'm not mistaken. Nice meaty tires, good looking wheels, nice updated or up-to-date interior. I mean, I don't see anything bad about the truck other than it's a Chevy, so it has a bit of a bad reputation. And some people would say that about the new Tacoma, though. So how much faith do you put in that? I don't know. Not a whole lot for me. It wouldn't stop me from buying it, but nonetheless, it's still something that's out there, I suppose. But otherwise, there is one more thing, and that is the power plant. Of course, it is a 4-cylinder turbo, and you know everybody doesn't like that, right? Not everybody, but a lot of loud speakers, I guess, don't seem to like the 4-cylinder turbo, even though they don't have one, they've never experienced it in the new Tacoma I'm talking about. So I don't know if I put a lot of faith in that either. I really don't. I mean, I bought a 4-cylinder turbo. We're riding in it right now, so not really a big issue for me. And it even is more powerful than the Toyota Tacoma. So I imagine it's a blast to drive, plenty of power. I imagine it feels good, but I haven't driven one. That's the other problem. Trying to find one around here. I should have driven one when I was in Ohio, I guess. They had 3 or 4 of them on the lot when I was doing those lot walks in Ohio, and I should have driven one then, but you can't go back. I didn't, right? So the big plan that I had, I was hoping, my wife has a 2018 Jeep Wrangler 2-door. It has a 3-inch lift on it, bigger, heavier tires, which actually we downsized a little bit later on when we figured out what we were doing. So it has a smoother ride than it did before, but nonetheless, it's still a pretty rough, jarring ride, right? And of course, getting in and out of it, you know, you have to kind of step up in the air, climb into it, and then once you are into it, there is no room. I mean, it's pretty darn tight. The back seat area, forget about it. If you've ever been in the back of a Jeep Wrangler 2-door I'm talking about, then you know there's really not much there, right? It's tight. Plus, just crawling into it is a royal pain. So I thought a 4-door truck, and she likes trucks. She liked the Tundra that I had before. So I thought that would be a good truck for her. But I was mistaken. I brought this up to her the other night, and immediately, and she always knows, she's like psychic. I think all women are psychic, right? But as soon as I said, hey, I've got an idea, she gets this smirk on her face, because she knows it's going to involve something to do with her, right? So she gets this smirk on her face. I told her my idea, and she says, no way, something like that. I love my Jeep. And I know she really does like the Jeep. It's what she wanted when we moved here about 6 years ago now. That'd be about right. It's a 2018. We bought it, actually had it built brand new. And we haven't had any troubles with it. I couldn't use that angle. And I know there's some people out there that are going to try to help me, right? Well, you should tell her this, you should tell her that. And one of the big things, of course, is going to be its reliability. You know it's going to have problems. It's a Jeep, and it doesn't have any problems. It's never had any problems. So it's very difficult for me to approach it from that angle when there's nothing wrong. Now, there is one good angle I could use, and that is that it's getting older. So it's bound to have problems down the road, right? And the last thing you want to have happen is be somewhere and be stranded. You know, maybe she drives somewhere and it quits on her on the freeway or something. I mean, that would be horrible, wouldn't it? Yeah, she just picks up the phone and calls me, and I'll take care of it. So that's not really a big concern, I guess, other than her time sitting on the side of the road. So I can't even really use that. I tried the physical standpoint. You know, we're not getting any younger, right? I said, you know, she's got a bad back too. So I said, this would be so much better for you to be able to just climb up into. You know, we'd have side steps on it. You could just step on the steps, crawl right into the truck, climb right into the truck. You have to be careful what words you use when you're trying to convince the wife to do something, right? So I said, you could just, you know, crawl right into the truck, climb right into the truck, scooch into the seat, no big deal. You can see everything. It's up in the air. You'd be comfortable. There's room in the back in case we need to, you know, bring anybody with us or something. I said, and then you also have the bed in case you need to put anything back there. Now, that's probably the wrong thing to say, because of course my wife doesn't haul anything in any vehicle. Again, if she needs to haul something, I hear my name. So that's not really a good angle either. There really is no good angle. I really thought that, you know, telling her that she could have a brand new vehicle, a brand new truck, of course it would be hers, like the Jeep is hers. I mean, I would only use it to make videos and things like that. She hasn't bought it so far. We shall see. I can keep working on her, I guess. Now, you may be wondering, why do I need another truck? Why am I even considering this? Well, number one is, like I said, I have a wandering eye. I've seen it. I love the truck. Assuming it drove well and, you know, was smooth and powerful and all of that, I would get it, right? But I want to get it to be able to compare it to the current Tacoma, right? It'd be neat to have both trucks to kind of go back and forth. You know, I think it's probably the biggest competitor when it comes to 4 cylinders out there to the Toyota Tacoma. The biggest competitor, if you listen to all the talking heads though, is the Nissan Frontier, because it still has that coveted 6-cylinder that everybody seems to want to have. I don't know. I've looked at the Frontiers. I'm not a big fan of them. To me, they feel dated. They need an update, and I think there is one coming. So who knows? Maybe Nissan will do something with the truck that makes it more desirable, I guess, to somebody like me. Maybe I'll be having this conversation next year at some point, if I don't already have that Colorado, or maybe even if I do, about the Nissan Frontier. We shall see, but it's really not an option for me. I just don't dig them. I had a Frontier once, years and years ago, and the only thing I can remember about it is it was a truck for sure. It was rough, and it got really bad gas mileage. I think I was getting something like 8 or 9 miles per gallon, and it wasn't modified. That was stock. So, I'm sure they're better than that right now. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update. Those of you who were on the live stream or saw it after it posted the other day, probably wondering, you know, what's happening with the Chevy Colorado. And it's a big fat nothing. That's what's happening with the Chevy Colorado. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Am I crazy? Probably. I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.